One thing, she wasn't prosecuting them, she wasn't investigating them, she wasn't releasing their names, and she kept shielding them. And we couldn't understand that.
And the DA who she beat wasn't shielding anybody, from what I understand you're saying. He was collecting the evidence, he was undertaking an investigation, obviously was doing that for the purpose of taking action. You were able to communicate with him. I assume your lawyers were able to communicate with him. So she defeats him, and it completely changes the operation of the DA vis-a-vis these pedophiles and these predators, correct?
Correct. And I met with Terrence Allen, and I went in his office. He showed me boxes and boxes of files. He says, look at all the files I have on these predators. He says, I'm going after them at full force, 100 miles an hour, and I'm going to get these guys and hold them accountable. And then it went from that to her taking the new position, and then nothing happened at all. Despite constant asking her to do anything at all, she did nothing.
Kamala Harris, Joey, said at her speech on Thursday night, she said the pivotal moment for her on deciding whether to become a prosecutor involved her best friend, who she said was abused by her stepfather. Now, if that was a pivotal moment, that her best friend was abused by a stepfather, why wouldn't she then have empathy for you, who was abused by a priest and others who were abused, who kept clawing at her door, begging for help?
Well, right now, there are more than 500 lawsuits against the Diocese of San Francisco, as I speak to you, from victims who have been sexually abused, and they're saying that there are a number of priests who were active during her tenure, and they're going after them now civilly. We've collected in SNAP a list of 500 clergy and teachers that were in the diocese that in those names, she had access to files and files, boxes and boxes of files with a lot of those names in there. What happened was she didn't prosecute one of them, not even one out of 500. And not only that, she didn't even investigate any of them. And, you could say, well, the statute of limitations ran on a lot of these guys, and you can't really prosecute them. Well, a lot of them were serial offenders and repeat offenders. If there were names and files of these guys doing things to kids, it didn't end there with the first claim. A lot of them repeated it. So why didn't she investigate them thereafter? She could have said, well, here's all these names here. They could have done it again. And she could have aided people in current lawsuits, because there may have been precedent before where these guys molested kids, and they were in the names and the files that she had. So we wanted her to release the files to help the current people. And she didn't do that either. So her record for prosecuting these 500 guys that we have on our list for San Francisco predators, her record for prosecuting them is 0. Her record for investigating them is 0. And her record for helping people in the current lawsuits against these predators is 0.
What is motivating her? Some powerful forces, some contributors? What is the deal?
Well, at the time during her tenure, the Bishop of San Francisco was Levada. He was the most powerful bishop in the United States. He had a number of people working for him that were predators that had been sued already, or claims have been paid already, and there were more coming. I think, I can't prove it, but there's something going on where she didn't want to release the files. Again, she said she's protecting the victims, and I'm one of them, of a San Francisco priest. She wasn't protecting us. We wanted the names of these predators out there. So she was shielding them, and I don't know why she was shielding them as much as she was.
Do you want her question about this during the course of the campaign? She's been using the fact that she was this fantastic prosecutor and she went after pedophiles and defended children. And you said, wait a minute, no she didn't. Look at our cases here. You want her questioned about this? And in the minute we have left, what do you want to say to her?
I would like to say, why didn't you prosecute? We have a list of over 500 predators. In California, while she was Attorney General, we have a list of over 1,100 predators while she was Attorney General. She didn't prosecute any of them either while she was Attorney General either. I would like to ask her, why didn't you prosecute one of the 1,100? I would love to ask her that question. And why did you ignore me and the other victims who were claiming that these predators were in ministry with kids right under your nose in the city? And you claim to have a black belt in prosecuting child molesters. You have a black belt in prosecuting child molesters. Why didn't you prosecute one out of 1,100 of them? I would love to ask her that question to her face.
We'll be right back.
Wow. That's crazy. I just don't understand how people can vote for this person who didn't even win a primary. Anna, we're being taped. I had 86 people watching it at one time. My wife doesn't like to get on video, so Anna, what's your opinion on this?
It's deception. It's the biggest deception, the biggest lie that the nation ever had.
What is the deception? Kamala Harris is deceptive, or the Democrats are deceptive?
The whole party.
The whole party, she says, and she's a Democrat. And I used to be a Democrat, became independent, and my God. What's your opinion, guys? You think the Democrats are crooked? Deceptive? District attorney doesn't even help this guy who was a victim of rape by a priest. So what do you guys think, huh? Anybody voting for Kamala here? Anybody voting for Trump here? Arrow Paper, you voting for Trump? Trump 2024, yeah, Stone Bluffs. I was born in the 1800s. Harris is doing the waltz. Yeah, right. She's singing and dancing, right? Don't be offended, but in my opinion, I think anybody who votes for Harris got to be really stupid, because inflation was caused under her watch. I used to buy eggs at the Dollar Tree for $1, and now they're what, $2.50 at Target. Walmart is probably $3. ShopRite in New York is $4. Come on, give me a break. Why would anyone want to vote for inflation? The lady who was vice president got inflation like doubled. Like I was watching on the news that people, Anna, I'm talking to people here.
She had the lowest rate.
Anna, I'm talking to, my wife is talking.
All of a sudden.
She don't want to get on camera, but she's talking.
No votes, no nothing, and she's in. No primaries. No votes.
Somebody's laughing. Anybody have a wife who talks while you're talking and trying to videotape? Freedom trades. Good question. I don't understand it though, but it's a good question. Kamala ignored this guy who was being raped by a priest. 1,100 cases in Kamala, when she was working as the DA in San Francisco, totally ignored all the people begging to handle the cases, and she totally ignored them. I was just watching on Life, Liberty, and what's this guy's name? Levin. Put it back on.
To wage a normal campaign, a legitimate campaign, and be transparent is if they fall behind in the poll. Then they will come out. She will not want to speak to the media or have a press conference or do debates, but she will if she's behind. And the only way that we can do that is all of us, according to our station, podcasts, infrequent meetings, town halls, getting out the vote, donating. We can force a momentum. And the Trump campaign has a brilliant chance because the Republicans did this in '88 with Dukakis. They did it in '80 with Jimmy Carter. They tried to do the same thing, run out the clock and reinvent these radicals as moderates. And the Republicans ran a brilliant campaign. They talked about the issues. They didn't get into ad hominem. They said, this is who she is. This is what she's done. Here are the issues. This is what she'll do. This is an 85 to 90-day Shumilian type campaign. Don't fall for it. And there you go again, that type of stuff. It was a tough campaign. The ads of Lee Atwater in '88 were brilliant, and they turned to Michael Dukakis and a Jimmy Carter into the people that they really.
Luke, God bless you for being in the Air Force.
And that's if Trump can do his part and stick to the issues, they've got pretty good people around him, and show these ads and get out there and do more press conferences and just talk about who she is. She's a neo-socialist, and she's a force multiplier of the Biden disaster, and Walz is a force multiplier of her. So they've gone farther to the left than the McGoverns of '72 or the Dukakises or the Carters. And all of us have to work in unison to tell people that. And there's no chance, no opportunity for factionalism. We got to unite and say that this election is not just about us or Trump. It's about the future of the republic, because they have ideas in store for us, Mark, that we've never seen before.
This is an election truly about liberty versus tyranny, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. And we've seen it the way they've run the campaign. They've suppressed any transparency. They suppress the voters' will and the primary. They anoint people. They have backroom deals. It's a 19th century old boy, big city boss type of party now, only it's very, very hard left. And they know it's against human nature, and people do not want that agenda. And yet they feel they have the institutional power and the money to put it down our throats. And let's hope we can stop them.
You know, Victor, just as a last comment here, they keep saying she's running a joyous campaign. You walk around, I go to diners, I go to Home Depot, I go all over the place, the grocery stores. Do the people seem joyous to you? They seem joyous in Washington, in the Democrat Party and the media. But to me, people seem stressed, they seem upset, they seem pretty disgusted with what's going on. So I would say there's a huge opportunity here, there's a huge gap between the Washington ruling class and elite, the New York ruling class and elite, that is the media, the politicians, same with LA, Minneapolis, perhaps, and the rest of the country. A tremendous opportunity. It's a great book. It's updated. I encourage you to get it. The Case for Trump, updated for this year, right now. Perfect timing. Get it in.
I'm losing viewers. I only got one left. Thank you for watching. Anna, you want to talk about anything right now? You want to get on camera? She's eating. Okay. Presidential debate tomorrow at 9. Who's going to watch? America is. How about in the UK or anywhere else? Anybody else gonna watch? You got timed out in the AstroTurf safe space. What does that mean? Freaking Dem propaganda stream couldn't handle alternative POV. What's POV? Point of view, that's what I thought. Thank you, Kenwood, for your comments. They want to steal another election. That's what they want to do. Biden was losing, and then they put in this fake running, whatever. She didn't even win a primary. She got hardly any votes in the 2020 primary, and now they put her on top of the ticket. This is crazy. I just don't understand why people would vote for her. Two people just joined again. So the two new people that just joined, who are you voting for? If you're from the U.S. and if you're not, who do you like? I was watching Life, Liberty, and Lebanon, and this guy was saying that Kamala Harris, when she was the district attorney, did not prosecute the priest that raped him. Anyway, I'm going to take a break from videotaping today. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.